Welcome to another episode of CROWNCAST.
Yo, what's up?
I'm Garrett Walker.
I'm Ben. You guys should know that by now.
Hopefully.
We're Crown Design Group. We're an AVL design integration company. We're down in Florida. We build and design really cool audio video lighting systems.
Right.
A lot of churches and other things as well. So we're going to talk about some stuff today, like usual.
Yep. If this is your first time watching CROWNCAST, welcome to the show. And we just talk about projects we do. We talk about whatever. Last podcast was about tariffs and everything, and got kicked off YouTube. We got ghosted and
Shadow banned,
and
I think we talked about tariffs and COVID and vaccines.
I think Epstein made an appearance there as well.
Political stuff.
That's how we stay at the top of the rankings.
Conglomerate of the wrong things, the things you're not allowed to talk about on YouTube.
Right. So we obviously don't care about what we talk about. We talk about whatever we want to talk about, and we talk about AVL, we talk about the projects that we do, and anything else that comes to our mind. So take that, internet.
Yeah, a lot of times, I mean, not a lot of times, most of the time, people don't really know what we do. So we thought this podcast would be a good idea to just show off. We do so many projects. We're terrible like putting that stuff online on our websites. Like no one ever sees it except the client sees it and the people that go there.
I know.
But we have a hard time like showing it off. So we figured this would be a good way of doing that, as well as like letting people in on kind of how we do it, how it works. Because if you're looking to build a new church or something like that, and you're kind of starting from scratch, probably be good to just watch a couple and get an idea of the process, because it is a process.
Yeah, AVL integration is such a weird niche market. I mean, we didn't even know what it was called when we started the company.
Right.
We're just like putting together systems.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, are you an integrator?" We're like, yeah." Or are you design build? We're like, "Let me look that up and I'll let you know." But honestly, yeah, we've kind of gotten jaded to a certain degree because we've done a lot of really cool projects and we're always doing something cool, but we never share it.
Yeah.
Which is our horrible way of doing social media.
It's probably like that for a lot of people. I mean, we do it every day, so it's normal to us, but the stuff we do is not normal.
I know.
It's very not normal.
The design is very intricate.
Yeah.
It's very creative.
The installations are crazy.
Yeah,
like,
some of these
big
projects
stuff.
we're doing I don't know how many there are happening at once.
I know.
In the States.
I know.
But they're definitely not happening all the time.
Yeah, it's not a normal thing what we do. That's why we have a hard time getting put into a certain bucket and how we describe exactly what we do. But so I think it's cool. It's worth watching, especially if you're getting ready to go into a project. Watch a couple of these episodes and you'll see some behind the scenes.
Yeah, and hear about all the horror stories and drama. I mean, there's
It's
drama on this one.
It's just so normal to us. The horror stories are normal to us. Like it's everyday life. If you're only doing a project once in your lifetime, or once every 10 years or whatever, that is not normal to you at all. And so I think we have become a bit, I don't know if jaded's the right word, but just slanted in our view of what we're doing.
I know.
It's a unique thing. It's a unique space, and we get to be a part of so many cool projects. It's just very much a normal day for us.
There's like little moments where you enjoy it when you're like on site at the end of a project.
The completion.
You tune the system. You're listening to it. You're really enjoying it. It's just like, but some people don't even ever get to even see that or hear that.
Right.
Like some of these rooms are so unbelievably, it's like magical when you walk in.
Right.
Completely different atmosphere. Just takes you somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the sound, I mean, some of the PA systems, some of the best sounding rooms in Florida.
Right.
That's an experience.
Yeah.
You hear those PAs, it's like listening to this. I've heard songs I've listened to my whole life. You put them in there, and it's like hearing them for the first time. You hear everything. You hear things you've never heard before.
Yeah.
On such a massive, powerful PA, and it's an amazing emotional experience. And then after that, you just walk away.
Right.
On the next one.
Yeah.
It's like worth being talked about.
I know.
I mean, some of our clients cry when they hear it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's happened multiple times.
That's a moment.
We cry because it's complete.
Yeah.
We made it through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're journeys. Some of these projects take years. We're involved for years, 2-3 years sometimes on a project before we actually see it to completion.
And we're going to start trying to capture more of that with this podcast and with other social media stuff, I'm going to start trying to capture the pre-install items, the design work, and try and give a better picture of like everything that we do.
Yeah.
Because it is like a million different things.
Man, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
It's such a mix, we're deep into the construction world. You would never think.
Right.
But we're so heavy into construction world, like steel toe boots and hard hats. Like we're in that world.
Yep.
And then we're on the very other side of it, extreme finesse and cleanliness and like
Fiber.
the whole
Fiber optics.
the whole other end of it. And then the technology side of it, the nerd side of it.
Yeah.
The creative side of it. There's so many pieces.
I like to tell our team that when we show up on site, we're like the astronauts.
Right.
We're like astronauts. In the trade world, we're the astronauts. We show up and we know things that we're supposed to know things that no one else knows.
Right.
And we take people to space, baby.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, you want to jump into
Let's jump into it.
A project?
So this is a project.
This is a fresh one.
It's a freshie. Just launched a couple weeks ago. It's a project for a church called Journey Church. There's about 1 million of those in the States.
I think we have like 4 clients that have Journey.
This one is their main campus is up in Orange City. Mm-hmm. And this is I think this is their second or third campus. Maybe 4th campus. Well, I guess it was their 4th campus, but they're moving it.
This was a mobile campus
This is the
that
mobile
moved
campus.
into a small physical location.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did their mobile campus, and so now this is moving to this building.
Right.
That's downtown DeLand, Florida.
Boom, boom.
Which I didn't know much about DeLand until going there.
I know.
It's kind of a cool little place.
The downtown area is cool.
Yeah.
Like you can walk around. There's restaurants and stuff there to eat.
Yeah.
It's old school. Reminds me of kind of the place I grew up, called Wauchula, which is a tiny little town, but it has a cool little downtown area. It has that vibe. It's not a big place at all. But the church has done well there, and they started off mobile.
Right.
Which we do a lot of as well. So we had a whole mobile rig set up, and then they had the opportunity to get into this building, which is like the dream of every mobile church, I think. Like,
Oh yeah.
You don't have to be mobile anymore. You get your actual own space that you don't have to set up and tear down every week. So they made it to that point, which is great. That's a big step, I think, for any kind of mobile church, whether you're a campus or just a church on your own. But they got the opportunity to be in this building, which was unique. The building was a very unique
It's over 100 years old.
Historic building. So there was some but hurdles with that,
Right. Designing around it.
Yep.
Old brick. Looked amazing.
Really cool vibe.
Yeah.
I think. And it's small, but it's cool. I mean, I like big rooms and the feel of like a giant room, but like a really cool small room just has a good vibe too. Like it's cool. The space is pretty sweet.
That's nice. Well, let's look at the design here. I'll just show the floor plan, try and make sense of it, and then we can jump in and like take a look at some of the.
Super long, narrow building.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here.
No hurdles to have to get through on this.
Right. So very much a downtown building where you kind of have your little spot. You have your sliver of a building,
Right.
and it's just like built up against all the other buildings. But they had side access here, so you came into the lobby area. Across from the lobby area was a conference room / little gathering space.
Yep.
To the right here, you'd walk through down a front of house booth here first, and then you walk down this ramp down to the main floor. Stage is pretty small, but their team wasn't a huge. They don't have like a 30-piece choir.
Right.
So this stage was tight. Let's see.
Yeah,
I think we made it bigger too. I think
it was only 10 feet depth.
9 feet.
Yeah,
9.5.
It was small.
Yep, 9.5 by about 25.
Yeah.
So that's we couldn't fit an acoustic drum kit up there.
Right.
So they went electric, which with the room itself, it had hard floors, brick walls, and they didn't want to go wild on paneling. which you'll see in the pictures, whatever. But so electric drums works out better in that room. Too small for a mass, like the massive sound of an acoustic kit. I love it, but
in small rooms, I would always vote for electric. I know drummers hate it, but they're getting better. The feel of it's the nicer ones are starting to feel more like they've gotten way better. I'll say they feel a little better. They feel more natural.
They look like real drums, and then I guess it's the drummer either has to play on that or they're going to be stuck in a cage, an enclosure.
Yeah.
So yeah, small stage, but it's big enough. They had like 3 or 4 vocalists, keyboard, drums, guitarist, that kind of thing. Kind of cool thing in the front here, they had, this is like the storefront. So downtown Main Street is like right here. And so they had to kind of keep this to appease the downtown city gods. But so they kind of had this like, I don't know what you want to call it, storefront area, but they have all these festivals and stuff there where they shut down Main Street and people are just walking around. And so their plan is to open up these front doors and just have a concert go on.
Right.
Have stuff going on. Like people just walk in and be like, what the heck's going on over here? I hear something. And they walk in and whoa, what's going on? This is church? Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if you're walking on the outside sidewalk by there, you probably wouldn't even realize that it's a church building. I mean, they're gonna have signage and stuff, but it fits right in like it's a little store.
Yep.
And they made them do that. And the downside is that they don't have a backstage. I mean, they do, but there's windows, so it's like a zoo. You're just being watched if you're backstage, hanging out back there.
Yeah, that part's kind of rough. But they worked around it. They have these doors. Yeah. Actually, I don't think those doors are in yet. Those are like
Those are the big swinging, like offset hinge thing. Where,
Yeah,
They weren't in when I was there.
I saw the pictures that the guys took last week, and they're not
still not there.
Now they got pipe and drape up. So, that's how that works. In the room, we had a rack room here. It's a little different configuration, but we'll show you a picture of the rack and stuff. This is the kids' room, just a small little kids' classroom, theater type thing. And then they have a bunch of other little smaller classrooms for the actual, there's like a theater room here, and then classrooms per age group.
Yep.
And that room turned out kind of cool, for a kid's room.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a floor plan. That's what it looked like. So yeah. So this was a little different. We end up working with. How'd this whole go down here?
Yeah,
there was a little bit of stuff to work out.
Probably the biggest challenge of this whole thing was how it was set up for us to work. And in this world, you can kind of do it a couple different ways. Some churches like to just hire a construction company, basically, that works with architects and they kind of run the project.
They manage everything.
All the subs, they manage the whole project.
Budgets.
Yes. And a lot of times those construction companies like for the AV integrator to work under them as basically a sub, because it gives them basically more power during the construction process. They're in charge. They can tell that AV company, you need to be here at this time to do your stuff now, and blah, blah, blah. It gets a little messy because we deal directly with the client, like on everything. We have great relationships with our clients. Like I said, most of them are churches. We all know that. So we have great relationships with these churches. And in a scenario like this, where a large construction company gets in the middle, part of our contract was that we couldn't have access to talk to them directly anymore, which is pretty weird.
Kind of to go through them.
So anytime there was a question, it was like we're going into their system to write out the question and submit it to them to where they can read it. They have no idea what we're talking about because they don't know this world at all. So then they have to get it kind of translated over to someone at the church, and they're trying to translate for us, and they can't talk to them specifically about this stuff because they don't understand it.
Right.
So the church trying to figure out what they're saying, and they think they know. So then they respond back to them in writing, and then finally it comes back to us, and then we don't have, it's not enough information, so we have to go back again. Whereas we could have called
and said, "Hey, do you want to downgrade your DMX dongle?"
Right.
Instead
It would
of
have been like, oh,
what's a
yeah, because
dongle?
we don't need it.
Right.
And we say, okay, well, we're going to use that money now towards this because you needed this anyway.
Right.
And all that could have happened in, 5 minutes, but it's like 5 days this other way.
Right.
So we typically don't work that way. We are a third party, and in the majority of our jobs, 99% of the jobs we do, we're a third party, meaning we don't work under the construction company. We work alongside them. We're great partners with them. We're friends with everybody. We're team players, that whole thing. But it gives us direct access to the church. We can make changes and do that kind of stuff very simply without getting extremely complicated when it doesn't need to be.
Right.
In this scenario, we had to work under the construction company, which we've only ever done one other time in the history of the company.
Yeah. When we're working directly with the church too, we can kind of keep an eye out for them too.
Yeah, you feel like it turned into like teams. I got that a lot. Remember, we're on a team here. I hear that from the construction company. Remember, we're on a team.
Right.
So if there's something going wrong, come talk to us first. Let's not go tell the client because we're all a team here, which fine, whatever. But we work a lot better the other way.
Yep.
And I think it's probably because of just the relationships we have and that part of our business, and it works better. So this was a huge challenge in this job. It almost fell apart a couple times even. It got so crazy with contractual stuff at the beginning. Like we couldn't even figure it out. And the thing is that we have a contract that we use on our jobs, and we've built that contract over the last almost 14 years, where we've added and taken stuff away from that contract because of things that we've dealt with on projects. So we know there's certain things we want to have in there that protects everybody, them and us.
Yep. Sets the expectations.
Yeah.
Everyone understands what's going to happen.
It helps
when it's
with
going to happen.
timelines. It helps all the questions that happen and the problems that have come up during projects on us. We've learned from, and we've included them now so that we have all this in place. Well, in a situation like this, we didn't get to use that contract. We had to sign a contract with the construction company, and we used their contract. Right. So now it was like we had to relearn everything. It was like their rules on timing, their rules on install, their rules on payment and on invoicing and on change orders. And it was a constant thing. It was by far the biggest challenge of the entire job was managing, working with that construction company on the project. At the end of the day, it worked out.
Not without drama though. I mean, they had I don't want to talk trash, but I will.
Yeah.
They had one of their guys, one of the construction guys. He was a jerk.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting cut from the team.
Yeah.
So that happens. So now we're dealing with this guy that won't,
It was a constant battle. Everything was a battle.
We say, hey, we want you guys. Hey, we sent you drawings for this a couple weeks ago. Haven't heard anything back from you. Hey, we need to coordinate this on the stage. Hey, we need to blah, 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 blah. And then nothing came back. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we can't do it. It's going to cost us this. We're going to have to go back to engineering. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, chill out, bro. Like, we can do this. It's not a big deal. Keegan goes there. Send Keegan. Yeah. Spends an hour there. Everything's cool. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, we can do that.
Right.
Come back. Then the emails, oh, we're still dealing. Rough.
And it was just like that the whole time, which was a bummer.
Right.
It was a downer a lot of times with it. Because it's just a whole nother level of like managing stuff that didn't need to be like it just seemed like didn't need to be there at all. But there was an agreement set at the beginning with the church and the construction company. That's how it was going to happen, and so we rolled with it. We tried it. It's probably not something we're going to do in the future unless it's like a really, really good relationship or something. But it was a tough one in that matter, but it happened,
Right.
We tend to have we tend to ruffle feathers a lot when we're in design and when we're at the beginning of construction projects, I think. But by the end of it, we seem to always be like really good friends with everybody. Everyone understands what we brought to the table and changed a dirty box that was built into something that looks like it does at the end.
Right.
And there's a respect there, and it happens on every job. Happened on this job too.
Yeah.
So
I think the reason for that, the primary reason is when we come in and we're asking for all this stuff, we do our drawings, we're putting electrical, all this stuff, right?
Right.
And we're telling, hey, we need this. And they're like, they don't know what it's for.
Right.
And so they're like, you don't need that. Like, we did a church 10 years ago and it was only, a 200 amp service. What are you talking about? And you're like, well, things have changed, dude.
Yeah.
We need more. We need this. We need that. Like, this is what the church wants to do. We want to do this.
Right.
And so we come in, we have all these demands, not really demands, or just drawings. Yeah. But this is the way they see it. They see this demands, all this stuff on top of everything else that they're doing. I mean, by the end of the day, what are we doing here? We're designing a venue, a live performance venue, a church.
Right.
And these builders, they're only used to building a room, walls, and general electrical and HVAC. So it's like, it's so backwards. And honestly, it feels backwards sometimes when we get called in. The building's like built. And they're like, hey, yeah, we don't have AVL yet. It's like, what?
I know.
Like, what? And what is this room? Oh, yeah, it's a venue. What? What's going on here?
I know.
So we give them all these demands. We tell them all this stuff. They don't understand it the whole time. They're like, we don't know why we're putting this power in. We don't know why. And they don't need to know. Right. But they're like, oh, I have no clue. And then at the end, they get to see why. Oh, that's why we need that power there for that LED wall. Oh, that's why we need that structure there for the speaker hangs. Oh, and they finally get it.
Yep.
And then that's when you get all the emails. That's at the end of it.
Yep.
And that's when you're getting like, the construction company emailing, man, the place looked amazing. I went to service. It was unbelievable. Thank you guys for your work.
Yep.
And then they take pictures. They're like, hey, look at the project we did. And it looks really cool.
Right. Yeah, it happens on every job.
Every job.
But that's part of it,
I don't care.
It's fun. It's normal for us. It's a normal day life for us. But it happened on this job as well. We came in and started taking over the room to do the install in construction and ruffled some feathers right away. But within a few days, they started to see our work and they understood, these guys know what they're doing. And then they, like you said, they start seeing some of the pieces go in.
Right.
LED walls going up, big speakers hanging, and they're, it changes their minds pretty quick.
This install was tough because
it was tough.
We shouldn't have been there.
It was early.
I bet we were there 2 or 3 weeks early.
Yeah. Construction seems to always be delayed. It just always is. I don't know if it's just the state of that industry. We've never seen a date. We've never seen an initial date get hit. Like, the initial dates mean nothing to me. Even when hearing them from the church and they say we're going to launch at this date, and they got the date from the construction company, I'm already thinking it's not happening. There's no way. It just won't. It's never happened before. Yeah. So, same thing on this one. They were 2 months late or something, and then they gave the church another date, and then the church took that date and added like 3 more weeks to it as a buffer just to be safe. And they were still way behind. But the church didn't back down. They were like, this is it, man. Y'all are 2 months late already. And now we gave you an additional 3 weeks and you're still not ready. The church is opening on X date, no matter what. Unless the county tells us we can't be in here.
Right.
We're having service. So the only way that happens is if we come in and do all the production stuff, which is a ton of work.
Yep.
We hate installing that stuff early when it's dirty in the building.
It was so dusty.
But again, our contract has that stuff in. Our contract has that in there, saying we're not going to come in if the place is a complete wreck. And it's, by that I mean like extremely dusty. You're still painting. You're sanding concrete floors, drywall, anything that dusts in the air, all that stuff. There's no reason to bring in that amount of money worth of AV equipment into a situation like that. It's not worth it. Yeah. So we don't do it. But in this situation, our contract wasn't in play at all. We were under the thumb of the construction company that said, we're launching on this date. So I was like, all right, that means we have to be in here. So we're coming.
When we came on site, it felt like we were the only ones taking that date seriously, though.
And that is a norm too, I think.
We were working late night hours, and the other crews,
they peace out at 2:30,
3 p.m. They're gone. Like it's just another day at work.
No sense of urgency whatsoever.
None. It got a little urgent there at the end. I mean, literally, I think 2 days before our launch, they're cutting in sprinkler heads in the front of house booth.
In the ceiling.
Drilling up through all this drywall.
Above the gear.
Dust everywhere. we're cleaning it up, we're covering it up, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 days before. So I think temporary occupancy, I don't think they got it till like Friday or Saturday before the Sunday of launch.
Yeah. I believe it. It was late, and the construction guys there who were running the project were like, the church is saying this day, but there's no way. They were saying that to me. Like, there's no way it's happening. There's no way. And I was thinking, I've been in these situations before too, when a church lays down the law and they're like, it's happening. You don't realize it really is going to happen regardless. So I'm thinking, who's going to win out here?
I know.
But
we just have to act like it's
we just have to act like it's happening. So we tell our guys, hey, this thing's launching in 2 weeks. We got to do 3 weeks of work here in the dirt.
Right.
Well,
we're because we're the last ones in pretty much on every single project. I mean, we have to be there dust free, and then we're finishing things up. So, we may have been there earlier doing cable pulls and pre-rigging or whatever else. Yeah. But when it comes to that point, it's like, okay, we're putting up fixtures, we're putting up speakers, we're going to get this thing lit up.
Yep.
So it's time.
Yep.
Because we're the last ones in, we're typically up against a schedule, up against a deadline. So we're typically working weird hours to make it happen and throwing like every guy at it just to try and finish it up. But the other trades that have been there for months or a year or years,
right,
they don't get it because they've been showing up the same time every day and leaving the same time every single day, no matter what. And so when it even gets closer to the end, they don't see any difference. Right. They're like, well, this is my job. Been here for a year. I'm going to come in at 7 and leave at 3, and whatever happens, happens. And so it's very difficult to be the outsiders on that one. Yeah. And deal with it.
But
I'm not complaining. I mean,
it's every job. It's not. We're not singling out a certain job here. It's like every job is this.
Every job.
Every single one.
Every single one.
And I think every church that builds something thinks like they're having the worst job that's ever happened in life. And it's just all everyone feels it. Like they're like, this has been so bad, it's so late, and we're just thinking this is what this is for some reason. This is just what this is what it is. Yeah,
we have to tell the clients like it might be their first building project or something, and it's like, listen, this is typical. Yeah, it's probably I mean, you're not going through anything new. And the number one thing I always tell them is if something doesn't happen, like say like doors are going to get installed on Monday. Right. They tell you doors are going to get installed on Monday. And the installers show up and the doors aren't there. Just add 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks is the term.
2 weeks is the term. All schedules are based on 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Everything's 2 weeks. So just add 2 weeks. Nothing will ever happen the next day. It's always just add 2 weeks. If you hit your schedule, so say they give you a schedule and say like this is the deadline date for everything to be done, and you don't hit it, just add another 2 weeks.
It's just that world because we don't do that.
I wish we could. I wish we could say, we're going to finish another 2 weeks at school, right?
But we don't.
No, because there's like a hard date and we're the last ones in.
We're like, we hit the date every time. Mm-hmm. And we're there till the middle of the night, multiple nights in a row to make it happen.
Have we ever not hit a date?
I don't think we've ever not hit a date, ever. I can't remember one time that it was our fault that a date didn't get hit.
I think we've hit every single date. I think there were some times when the date was so ridiculous based off of their like construction being late and everything. Right. That I think we got them in and made the date, but not everything was done yet.
Right. 80% or something so they could fake their way through a service.
And at that point, it's like we have to change our whole plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now we just have to get them in. So all these other little things, they have to go after, which sucks because it's harder to do things after. Yep. Because now the facility's open, longer. People are using it. Sunday service is coming every single week.
You're doing stuff temporarily, and then you got to rip it back out and do it permanently.
Yeah,
like it's,
I hate it.
Yeah.
And it's all to meet that date, though.
I know.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the date.
Yep.
It's an important thing.
They had some crazy stuff happen here. Dude, the story about was he the super?
Yeah, a guy got beat up. Like seriously injured. You can tell when you go on a job if the subs or the guys working there have lost respect for the people that are running the job or something. Right. You can get a sense of it. Like,
well, and you hear that when we were talking about dates.
Yes.
Because they'll be like, you all gonna be ready for this or whatever? I'm like, yeah. How about you guys? Nope.
Yep.
No way.
Just like that.
They like to tell you that it's not gonna get done.
Right.
No way. It's not
Yeah.
gonna get done.
So there was a sense of like there was a loss of respect for the guy that was running it. Like you said, he ended up getting cut or fired or something. He was gone. New people came in multiple times. But yeah, there was one guy that was there for a while. He was nice.
He's a great guy.
He's the kind of guy we could be on site and talk to him in 10 minutes and solve a problem that would take a week if we went the other direction.
That's right.
So
yeah, he was a problem solver,
Yeah.
and he was a team player, and he was awesome.
So that's perfect. But yeah, he got attacked one night right outside the building by one of the workers, one of the construction workers.
So he went outside, and there's some people painting or something.
Yeah, they were doing stucco, or they were doing something on the outside.
They were up on a lift or up on something.
Yep. He had no safety gear on or hard hat or anything. He had nothing on.
And they were pretty specific about hard hats and workplace
safety stuff.
Yeah.
So it was their rules. So if you want to work there, you follow their rules. That's what it is.
Yep.
And so he just said, hey, I need you to have a hard hat on and safety gear if you're up in a lift and, all those things. And the guy said, basically, F off,
Right.
And he was like, well, I really need you to put on a hard hat. And he told him again, whatever. And the guy, again, basically, F off, I'm not doing anything. And he's like, all right, you have to leave then. You can't be on site because it's the rules of the company. So the guy comes off the lift and comes over and cold clocks the dude in the back of the head as he's walking away, knocks him to the ground, smacks his head on the concrete on the ground. The dude's punching him like it's full on assault.
Meanwhile, there's a church gathering going on in the auditorium, and right outside the doors.
Yes.
And they hear screaming and yelling.
So if you guys have launched a church or built a building, you know what happens. You go at some point and you do this thing, which I think is cool, and you go write people's names and verses and stuff on things in the building of who you're praying for, who you want to come to church and get saved and all this stuff, right? All the churches do it. I think it's cool. That's what was happening that night. So there were kids there, there were parents, there were grandparents. Everyone's there having this big thing. And they hear screaming going on outside, very vulgar language. And they peek out and find their guy bloody, getting beaten on the ground outside the doors. Kids are seeing it. The dude's still there wailing on him. People are jumping on him.
The lead pastor walked out, saw it, grabbed a 2x4.
Yes.
And walked up and said, hey, get off him, get off him. Screaming at the guys.
It was straight assault.
One of the guys came at the pastor. He was about to hit him.
Yeah.
And
It was the dude was on something or jacked on something, obviously. Went off the deep end. But cops had to come, gets arrested. It's the whole thing. And then the guy that got
beat up
ended up having a stroke because of it.
Crazy.
Because he hit his head.
And he hurt his shoulder so bad that he had to have surgery.
Had to get surgery on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But then he ended up having a stroke.
Unbelievable.
And so now the dude all because his hard hat, like he's probably gonna go to prison for a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, who knows? But anyway, that was a crazy story. It just seemed like there was a lot of like angst, or like people were pissed off there all the time. Not the church, the construction guys that were working there.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like it was a hard place to work. That's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And I blame the construction company.
I do too.
The environment, maybe it was nice at the beginning, but it dwindled down, and towards the end, there was no respect for any of the leadership. Like everyone was talking behind everybody's back, and whatever. It was just kind of. So that's what we came into.
That one manager was just rough.
Yeah,
he was so ridiculous. So
the culture was placed by him, I think.
Yeah, he set that place up for failure.
Yeah.
And the second you pull him, everyone else started getting to work.
Yeah. But so that's what we walked into.
Right.
We hadn't been there. And now we walk in to like flood the room. I mean, we brought in so many pallets of stuff, and like we're in there with multiple lifts and guys, and we're cutting things and rigging, and like we ruffled some feathers in the first couple days. But
what do you want us to do? You want us to, we got to install it. We
it's
got to
all-
get it done.
just like every other time, it ended up fine. We're buddies with all those guys that were there working, and
Right.
it turned out good.
Want to see some pictures, video?
Yeah, let's look at some stuff.
All right. So here's a quick walkthrough that our boy Bennett put together. Yeah, so this is coming through the auditorium.
Had nice high ceilings.
Yeah.
That was a plus, man.
So that was they originally had a second floor there.
Right.
I believe above that. Or no, there's a big attic area and a second floor type thing. They got rid of all that, opened up the ceiling. It used to be very ornate. So this was the
It was a theater. It was
a
called
theater.
the Draca Theater,
Draca
I think,
Theater.
which
Yeah.
is, I guess, had been there for a long time.
right. And so they had churches that had been meeting in there already, but they acquired it and got to fully renovate it. So what you're seeing is the original steel trussing that the lights are hanging from.
Yep.
The original brick walls. House left wall was drywalled over. I don't know why.
It's like plastered over.
Yeah, they plastered it for some reason.
Yeah.
I think based off of what had happened prior.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to like try and get rid of all the plaster, so they just went with it. But yeah. So you see here, we did RGBW. What is it? What do those have? That was the fuse.
The house
pendant?
lights, the fuse compact, so the smaller elation fuse compact.
Those
for
are
house lighting.
RGBWL.
AL, I think.
AL,
even.
amber, and lime.
I think so, yeah.
Yep. They do look great, man.
The color, the saturation looks really good.
I was
It makes a big
surprised.
difference.
Yeah.
They've come a long way.
Yeah, they looked really good.
And they're small.
They were
And,
small, yeah.
but they put out a good amount of output, and yeah, the colors look great. The whites look great too.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, they didn't do all the paneling on the walls like they said they were going to do. We ended up not doing acoustics in here. Don't know what that is. Oh, this is outside.
Yeah, this is the one we did not do.
This is probably where the guy got beat up.
That is right where he got beat up.
My goodness. The scene of the crime, man. That's probably. Oh, I think I saw some blood on the. No, I'm just joking. All
It was rust, but I mean, I don't know.
right, let's try and see here. Yeah. So.
There you can see the brick on the right side. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
And there's the plaster wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not do this acoustical treatment.
No. That's a like a wood with it has like some acoustical material in between it.
Yeah.
And at first it was just going to be those, and they asked for our opinion, and because we had a little more in there.
Yeah.
We said, no, that's not enough. You got to add some stuff. And then they came up with this kind of design. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool. Oh, well, here we're back in the lobby.
Going to the kids.
Walking up into the kids area. There's our kiosks. Here's one of the entrances. Boom.
Yeah, so
Kids
we did the production in here. I mean, it's small, but like we did those 2x2 lights in the ceiling. Those are RGB, so you can change the room different colors even with those like drop ceiling type fixtures, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Super easy to install. Their little power supplies and DMX decoders live off in an electrical room, so that they're not even in the room with you.
Yep.
And you just, it's low voltage cabling to them and drop them in a drop ceiling. It's a good effect. We
Yep.
did some little speakers in there on the sides. This was a tight room. It's small.
Yeah.
There was not a lot of room, but they wanted like some speakers and a screen so they could, have
Worship and
have their worship services.
Yeah, so they weren't sure what they were going to do in this room too, but they knew that they didn't have much space, so they wanted the front of house area for kids to be mobile.
Right.
So we set this up to have a custom wall panel with all the I/O on it, and then a custom case with a panel and snake and everything, so that they can just kind of like set it up real quick and get it going, or disconnect it, put it in the box, and put it in the closet.
Yep.
So, yeah, kind of cool little kids room. Here's front of house. So in this section of front of house, they have ProPresenter going. They have an ATEM going with video. Some preview windows. You're showing program and stage display. Pretty simple video system. Not much going on. They use Resi to stream over their. Oh, do they?
I think so.
No, they don't. They use a hard drive. They use
Oh,
a hyperdeck.
really?
Hyperdeck. My bad. Yeah, they use a hyperdeck. So they bring over a hyperdeck SD card. They play it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't remember putting a. We'll see it in the rack picture, but pretty simple video system. Works. Front of house is an SQ something or other, 6 or 7. I can't remember what size.
Yeah, they had that, right?
Yeah,
That came from their mobile.
Yeah, we got for them for their mobile system. It's a good shot of the room. Yeah, you can see those bricks on house right. I really don't understand that paneling design, but whatever. This is Bennett trying to get creative here. Get some couple different shots. Oh, that's the lighting computer. So Jan's Vista.
Yep.
Running the lights. Not a ton of lights. Not a big room. You don't really need it.
Yeah, they didn't go crazy with lighting. They didn't have the space for one thing on the stage. They couldn't even give up the valuable space. We did some light bars up there, so they could have at least some good front lighting.
Right.
And then they can add more movers and stuff up there in the future if they want to.
Yep.
That is an LED wall back there.
Yeah, it looked great
which we
too.
should probably talk about for a minute.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a better picture of it. Ben's giving us the show.
You're seeing raw video here.
Yeah, so this is coming in from the foyer lobby area. Walking in.
It just transforms when you walk in there.
I think we watched this already.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look at some pictures.
That's the room, though.
Yeah. So that's an LED wall. We installed it. It's a wall installed, so on wall installed. Is that what you could call it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Surface mount.
surface mount.
That's
I mean,
the word.
there's a bunch of different ways you can do LED walls. You can fly them, if you have the space for it, and if you have the structure for it,
Yep.
because they're heavy.
You can ground stack them.
Heavy. Ground stack them from the floor, or you can mount them straight to a wall.
Yep.
If you mount them straight to the wall, there's some things you do, which we did in the design. You got to have power back there. You need conduit back there to run the drive lines to. You need structure to attach to. You have to let the construction company know you're going to be hanging, 1,000-pound wall on the drywall. So they beef that up for us.
Yeah, we go through engineering, make sure it works.
That's all stuff we do at the beginning, because you can't get behind that thing once you get it on the wall. And it looked really, really good. It's a 2.9. And
2.9 millimeter pixel pitch. If you don't know what that means, it just means that each pixel, I'm talking to the people. I know you know, Ben. I'm talking to the internet here. The individual pixels, if you get really close, you can see the little dots of that screen. And the 2.9 millimeter pixel pitch is the distance between each individual pixel.
Yep.
So obviously, the tighter that pixel pitch, the higher the resolution the wall can be, and it looks more like a TV screen.
Yep.
The bigger the pixel pitch, the wider those pixels are spaced.
Yep.
And the less resolution or the worse it looks.
Yep. And we take all that into account when we design a room for an LED wall, if we're doing an LED wall project. Because if you're in a big room, you may not need to buy a tight pixel pitch. If the wall's far enough away from the people, there's no reason to spend the extra money to do it.
Right.
You can say, the tighter the pixel pitch, the higher the price. So
yes. Yeah.
you will pay for it. If you want to be able to walk up to it like a TV from 5 feet away and it looks good, that's a very tight pixel pitch, which you're going to pay for.
Which they got them out there.
And they got them.
They got them out there.
In your church, do what's good for your room. So this room was small, and the seats are close. Like we said, that stage is only 10 feet.
Yeah, they're like 12 feet away from that stage.
Yeah, so we had to have a tighter pixel pitch in here because of how close people were going to be.
They say the pixel. So the rule of thumb is the pixel pitch, whatever that number is.
Yep.
2.9, 3.9, whatever it is. Pretend that's meters.
Right.
So 2.9 meters away is the closest you'd want to ever be to that screen.
Right, to where it starts making sense to your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you get that close or closer, you start to see the pixels.
Right.
And that's not cool.
Right.
So that's kind of the rule of thumb. But what was this wall? You want to look up the spec real quick?
Yeah, it was an Abson wall.
Yep. We'll find it real quick.
Yeah, let me look it up.
It was a surface mount panel, so it's built specifically to be mounted on the wall. So actually, what it really is when we're installing it, I'm sure we have pictures of this somewhere, but it's like the frame pieces, and you mount the frame pieces on that wall. Pro tip: you want to make sure that wall is true.
Yes.
And perfectly straight as much as possible, and can withstand the shear weight.
Yep.
And if you're smart enough, like us, you get apply backing, so that
Right.
you can just pop these puppies in anywhere you need to.
Yeah. This was an Abson K 2.5, so it was actually 2.5. We went even a little tighter.
Yep.
And that was specifically because of how close people were going to be to the wall.
Right.
But yeah, the wall mounts are heavier on the install. Like it takes some finesse to get that thing up there, because the tolerances between those panels are like basically nothing. Like the thing has to be perfectly plumbed, straight.
Right.
You
No
know,
one
level.
wants a seam. No one wants to see a seam.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's that stage area, really, it's big. It looks good.
Yeah. It has a nice trim edge.
Yep.
So
A
it kinda
finished edge.
Finished black edge. It makes it look like a TV. Honestly,
Yeah.
It felt really cool, especially on that little black on the black wall in that little stage cove.
Yep.
I think it looked
Yeah.
awesome.
Big win.
Yep. That's creative. Good one, Bennett.
There's the PA.
Speakers. I think there's a better picture than that somewhere. Yeah, that's front of house booth. I didn't like it was back there. I didn't have any say in it. We didn't get a chance.
No.
They didn't give us a chance to design it better. They didn't give us anything. They just said that's where front of house is going to be. And I'm like, all right, well.
It's tough.
They'll have an app, and they'll be able to run sound from an
I'll have
app
to mix out there.
in the middle of the stage,
Yeah.
which works. It's fine.
Yep.
But you'll never get the same sound if you close in a front of house booth like that. Like honestly, like when we were mixing the first mix for the rehearsal, the very first rehearsal, it was pretty substantially different.
I bet.
It was like Luke was mixing. Mm-hmm. So Luke was doing the main mix, and I was sitting up front just kind of chatting with Pastor and hanging out and listening. And I'm like, what is he doing back there? I'm like, I think I hear what he's doing, but I don't think he understands. So I like went back there. I'm like, hey, dude, you got to come out and listen here because this is like a big difference. And he came out there. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. So he went back and he's dialing in the very first mix, which is the hardest mix to put together. So he's like really just cranking into it, trying to make it happen. So he kept coming out. He ended up coming out and mixing out front for a bit. So he got it sounding great. But you go back in that room and it's not the same mix, which sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It was a space thing for them.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They needed the floor space.
You want butts and seats. I get it. I understand. And that's why you have an app. So you can use the app. That's cool. Yep. It's a rack. It's chill. Not much going on in the rack. IT up top. A couple processors. Patch bays. They wanted to save as much money as possible. We didn't even do any rack blanks. Like,
Right.
they cut rack blanks
Yeah.
to try and save money, which is wild. But we did it, so no rack blanks. That's why. Oh, this is kind of cool.
And the front fills.
Yeah, if we can zoom in. Oh. So, because of how close people are to that stage, cramming people in to that stage as close as possible. The PA was only able to. It was either take care of the very first row, and not the last 8 rows,
Right.
and no front of house,
Right.
or get a little bit into front of house and take care of the back rows, and then miss out on the first row or two.
Right.
So to make this right, we installed these install version X4Is. So that's the install version of L-Acoustics X4i, and we made sure that when we designed the stage that the steps were tall enough.
Right.
And we had them built into the step. Cute.
Yeah, it's cool.
And they sound awesome.
And they serve the purpose, which is the front row, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and the side seats
the
there.
side.
I mean, there's no speakers that are going to get hit there. Yeah, and you can see in the front up here, a couple more. I mean, that worked.
Yep.
I mean, those speakers, I'm so impressed by them. The size. A 4-inch little transducer in it.
Yeah.
You know, cranks. So yeah, so that was the L Acoustics. Yeah, so here's the PA. You want to get in there. Looks like someone knocked the bottom of it. So yeah, these are the A10s.
Yep.
A10s of 2 focuses over a wide, and then behind it is the KS21I's install version. And you can see some of the rigging we had to do up there. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild rigging.
That was some tough rigging. This building kept changing. There was going to be steel in places, and there wasn't, and then they were going to add it, and they weren't, and then it didn't get added. So there was no steel. Then we had to move the subs from the ground to fly them because of the way those doors ended up landing. There was no space for them on the floor anymore, so we ended up flying subs. So now we had to do more rigging up there that we weren't planning on. It was super tight. You can see we're dodging like the AC ducting up there.
I know.
That water pipe in the back is right. We're straddling it with rig points.
And we had to get with engineering and work out the loads.
Yep.
And they had to re-engineer some of those
That's just
wood trussing.
That's just wood trussing there. There's no steel.
So they laminated 2 additional.
Yeah. It was like 1 3/4. I forget what they called it, on each side that they added to like a 2x8 that was there. So the wood ended up being maybe 4.5, 5 inches.
Right.
A big old chunk of wood, which we had to completely drill through all the way.
Right. And sandwich it.
And then do L brackets down to that steel that we added, that unistrut.
Right.
And we had to do it at every stud. So it was multiple points across.
Right.
It was a ton of rigging.
But it's an old building, so you can't. I mean,
I know.
You do not just.
You can't just drill through a wood beam there and hope that it holds.
No way.
Like
It's like 100-year-old wood.
Yeah.
Who knows, man?
So they did that lamination on each side of those beams, and they went all the way across to the steel members, those old steel trusses. They spanned all that whole way. The sucky thing that happened is that they had asked them to square off that area. You see all that spray foam up there, and so that area wouldn't get spray foamed, but it got spray foamed. So then when we got there, we're looking up there to try to find the beams that we have to do all this rigging to, and they were completely covered with that spray foam, which isn't just like, you don't just brush it away. I mean, you're up there with little saws. Like little drywall saws, and we had to cut out. You can see the areas that we cut out.
Yeah, the perfect square for the install.
It was hours. It was hours of work just to prep it.
I wonder if they're going to spray. I doubt they're going to spray again.
No, they said they're not doing it. They don't care.
They don't care.
So then we ended up painting it, which was like, I'm not even kidding. It was probably 16 cans of paint. It just that foam just soaked it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of surface area on it.
Yeah, and it was a ton. Once we started, and I was like, "Oh man, we should not have offered to do this. We should have the painter do it." But yeah, it was a tough install. Good thing, like those are the A10s, so they're not like giant speakers.
Right.
So it was okay, but yeah, it was a challenge.
Yeah, it sounded really good in there. As always. You get the right products, it's going to sound good. Those kids front of house area, cute little thing. Cute little Allen Heath deal. That's the back. I mean, they've filled that thing already. With like sunglasses. I mean,
yep.
Yeah, you can see the custom snake there, all color coded.
Yep.
Just really, really simple setup and tear down. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, I think.
Sweet.
But pretty cool project. I liked it. I like the fact that it was like a 100-year-old building and it has history. I was talking to someone like randomly, and I'm like, another client that lives in Sarasota, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually up in DeLand working on a church. He's like, is it in Draca? I'm like, what? He's like, the Draca Theater? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I know that place. I'm like, what on earth? How do you know that place?
Weird.
I know. I was like, yeah, we're renovating it. We're doing a whole, they're gonna have church here. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I like the fact that it's downtown, and I think it's gonna be a great campus for them.
Yeah, we do so many projects. We get to see so many different setups and things. So keeps us on our toes.
How many seats was this room?
I think it was like 250, maybe. It wasn't that big.
I think it was more than that.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw pictures, but I
feel like it's like a 300 room, maybe.
I don't know. I think they only got like 3 or 4 chairs on those side pieces. But such a big upgrade for them to go from a mobile setup in a school, tearing down, setting up every single weekend, the whole mobile thing, and now they have an actual facility, and it's nice, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's unique. So it was a good job.
Yeah, nothing crazy, not the craziest thing in the world. Just like when you do it right, even if it's simple, but you do it right, it feels good.
Yeah,
Looked
good, sounded good. Like they put in money for the PA, they put in good money for their LED wall, and then the house lighting is not that expensive, but just that makes that room pop.
Yep.
And so those main things, their PA and their lighting and their main visual source, like the LED wall, they spent the majority of their budget there.
Yep.
But it made it worth it. I mean,
yeah, that's a huge part of this thing is putting the right money in the right place.
Yep.
So obviously like their front lighting, or I mean their stage lighting is like 4 movers right now.
Right.
But that stuff's so easy to add on to.
Yeah, right.
So it's all modular. You buy a fixture a week.
Right.
You save up and get a fixture every month or whatever, and put it up or put it on stage. So easy to add to that.
Right.
You'll never add to a PA. You'll never change it. You'll definitely never add to an LED wall.
Right.
That just is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get from the same batch and everything.
Yeah. And then trying to do it later. If you're doing a building project and you do this whole thing, and then 3 months later you want to spend whatever X amount of dollars to do an LED wall, it's going to be a tough thing to try to pull off. You got to try to get those main pieces, and we do that on all of our projects. We really try to help educate and manage that your budget. When we do these projects.
Right.
If we know the budget's a little bigger and there's some room, then we can do some other stuff. But if it's tight, then we know PA, hopefully like a big visual source like an LED wall, and then like some basic lighting,
Right.
And we really try to push in those ways because we know the impact that those pieces have.
And infrastructure, making sure they have a network
so that you can do
a strong network, backbone and racks and UPSs, so that things don't just like turn off on you.
Right.
Like that's all important stuff. It costs money though, but it's not as like glitz and glamoury as like some cool like LED fixture.
Yeah.
Lighting up the place. But that's another thing too with working with these companies that do everything that we have to go under contract with, the builders essentially, is they manage the AVL budget.
I know.
That's rough.
They don't
and it's
have a
happened to
clue.
us.
Yeah.
It's happened to us where we thought we had a certain budget to make something great happen for a room. And what happens? Like steel cost goes up or something. And what does the builder do?
Right.
They cut from AVL.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I know. Yeah, those...
No respect.
We'd like to try to educate that way, too, when we're working with clients the first time on where that number comes from. Because somehow churches will typically have a number, but when we always are wondering, like, where'd that
come from?
Because of what you're doing, what your church is doing, what you're trying to accomplish, that number just came out of thin air, basically.
Yeah.
So there's a whole educational part to this. Like that goes back all the way back to when we started this podcast at the beginning. We said we work with sometimes a couple years especially if it's a building project, because those first months are like these conversations.
Yep.
Like, what is the budget? Okay, if it's this, then, well, that means this is what you're going to be able to do with that. So how does that fit with what your church is doing right now?
Right.
You know?
And if we're in early enough, we can help save money too.
Yeah.
So there's been plenty of times when we see a design, a drawing of a room, we go, ooh, well, you don't need it to be that high. You
Right.
don't need that much room. You don't need
Right.
that much height. I mean, we're usually fighting for height, but sometimes there's too much height. You're like,
Right.
well, that's waste space. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to. It's going to hurt the sound. Too much volume. Too much air.
You don't, and we think about all that stuff now, but you don't really think about it. You start saying, oh, you can drop the building 3 feet now in height.
That's hundreds of thousands worth of
I mean,
steel.
Yeah, it's steel, it's AC.
Yep.
It's everything. It's all our stuff, you know. It's,
Us too, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So those are those first, months where we're really digging into that to try to
Right.
get every penny we can to put towards your production stuff, because it's such a big part of church these days, for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, cool little project. Congratulations, Journey Church, on an awesome campus.
Yeah.
I know your people are loving it. We've kind of chatted with you all a bit about it already, but yeah, proud to have been a part of it.
I think it's a great size. It's a good thing to move into. I like working in small rooms because you can get a lot done quicker.
Yeah.
If you forget a tool, you don't have to like walk a quarter of a mile across this massive room or something.
Yeah, they have a great team. Their lead pastor is pretty cool. Great guy. Great vision and stuff. Their tech production crew is great. Daryl, shout out Daryl.
Yeah.
Making it happen.
Yeah. I mean, anytime a church is doing well and can launch a campus, and then that campus is mobile and it's doing well enough to do a building, like that's a successful thing going on.
Yeah,
So
that shows it. That's proof.
if you're in the area, go check it out over in DeLand.
Yeah.
DeLand,
And then
Florida.
go to the Greek restaurant down the road. It's really good.
There's a couple restaurants there that were pretty cool.
Oh, we went to this one place, something Peach or something like that. I forget. It's like a little bit of a dive bar type thing. But
Yeah.
they have food. Not joking. The best potato chips I think I've ever had.
Dang.
Like gecko style,
Yeah.
where they make it themselves.
Yeah.
And then you always ask for ranch, right?
Yeah.
You dip it in ranch. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. They came out like brown, and I was like, what the heck? Unbelievable. And I had to ask, I'm like, do they always come out like this? Is this how you make them? They're like, well, yeah, why? What's wrong? I'm like, well, they're like more brown than usual, right? They're like, yeah, that's how I'm like, they're amazing. Don't change.
Yeah.
We went back there, I think that same day.
Huh.
We just got chips.
Well, that's what you find in these little towns, man. You never know.
You find a good chip. That's amazing.
Good food, good places to kind of hang out. I mean, we worked late. We missed out on food a lot of times the first week we were there.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
Uber Eats Chipotle.
Yeah. It's the worst.
Yeah. But,
All right.
that's all we got.
Yeah.
Got anything else to say about it, or?
I don't think. I think it's a good walkthrough. It's a good place. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yep.
Click the little buttons. Smash that like button, subscribe button if they are actual buttons. I don't even know what they are.
No, you just talk to it. You say, hey, can you subscribe for me, please?
Yeah.
And it goes, okay.
We have all of our other social media stuff too. I think we're on like everything now. Like I said, we're really trying to amp that up. So probably see more stuff on there.
Yeah, I want to share
in the
more of
future.
what we're doing. And if you're looking for an integrator, if you're looking for someone to help design a system, if you're looking for someone to build a building for you, or servicing, we got it. You can go to crowndesigngroup.org and just hit us up. Our full service is Crown Care, so crowncare.help. That's 24/7 emergency support, system monitoring, the whole deal. So if y'all need anything, just let me know. We're here.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah,
Peace
we'll
out.
see you next time.